Well, awareness is the background of everything anyway, the awareness, you know. Just as I say, if there was no awareness, we would be a piece of rock or a stone. Awareness. I mean, you're implying there's awareness and watchful awareness. There's also awareness and mindfulness also in a sense. If you start talking of really, there's like water in the juice, there's also water in the tea, that kind of thing, you know. There's water in the coffee also, that kind of thing. It's a fundamental. But then you see that awareness has many levels. There's also the awareness that's not aware. Yeah, that's awareness that's not aware. That's called unawareness. In the unawareness also there's some kind of awareness. Kind of, like in ignorance there's some intelligence. Awareness has so many dimensions. But then how the awareness is being used. That when you talk about in the three principles of shamatha, for me, even though, of course, first of all, the first thing, the most important thing, always people talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness, always mindfulness. Mindfulness seems to be like the front thing. It's like the very much people talk about meditation with mindfulness, always. Mindfulness seems to be like the one that's, most obviously stated. But I find actually, as you know, when you really go deeply, it's not just mindfulness, there's also watchful awareness. But that actually even more important is spacious abiding. That's why 25% mindfulness, 25% awareness, watch, and 50% abiding spaciously, because the spaciousness way of abiding, that's really very important. Now in this case, mindfulness means to be like mindful of whatever the object of your meditation is. You can say you can use the word mindfulness, you can use awareness in the sense of, you can say even mindfulness is some kind of awareness anyway. When you say mindfulness also, when you're mindful, there's some awareness there in the mindfulness anyway. But when you talk about watchful awareness, is that in this case, watchful awareness is like the guard, like overseer, oversees, like the mindfulness is which focuses on. Mindfulness is like the focus, like, when you focus on your meditation, like the watching the breath or, But then awareness is, you see, like for example, when you try to be mindful and like pay attention to me, but meantime you're kind of distracted. You're kind of, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're playing with this, you're playing with that. And there's not the watchful awareness. Because there's no watchful awareness, then you see, when you're mindful, here the awareness, the watchful awareness is like an overseer that sees that you're being mindful. It oversees that when you're distracted, you know that you're distracted. That's awareness, watchful awareness. So we can say the initial stage of meditation in the shamatha, there's the three elements. That's mindfulness, which is very much focusing on, you see, Of course, there's a kind of awareness in the mindfulness, but there's more mindfulness is when you focus, when you concentrate it. But that's only 25%. And then there's spacious abiding, 50%, because when you say shine, calm abiding is very important, abiding, remaining. But then there's also watchful awareness, because if there was no watchful awareness, then when you're meditating, when you're focusing on something, you're distracted, and then mindfulness is gone because you are distracted. Like here, when you were sitting there, there's not really the watchful awareness. There's no watchful awareness, and there's also no mindfulness. There's no spacious abiding. Absence of three. If you have the watchful awareness, then you're aware of that you being distracted, and you catch yourself. It's a bit like when you're driving and you're about to fall asleep, and suddenly something wakes you up saying, that's watchful awareness. That's very important. It's like unforgetfulness. It's an unforgetfulness overseas. Like when you're sitting here, I was telling each one of you, I say, look at me, focus. And then I notice you're not doing that. Then I remind you, there's no awareness with you. There's no watchful awareness there. First of all, there's even lack of awareness because you don't even realize when I say, watch me, that you have to watch me. You're not even aware that when you say, watch me, you thought maybe, watch. Watch. So now you understand the watchful awareness. Just as water, if you don't stir it, it'll become clear. In the same manner, mind left unaltered, just like quiet, will find peace. Just really allowing mind just quietly settle. And spacious, and keep your mouth slightly open. Don't close your mouth. Slightly open as if you're about to say, ah. But you don't have to say ah. Just ah. And just very spacious. Very spacious. Very spacious, just quietly, Most important is be spacious, really. Spacious. That's the basis of all practice, being spacious. Being very spacious. You understand? Being spacious. Being spacious. Don't get caught up in anything. Don't grasp for anything. Just be spacious. If you be spacious, whatever thoughts, emotions rises, you leave the rising and the rising. You just be more spacious, then things will quietly settle. Things will settle. Being very spacious. And breathe naturally. No special breathing. Just breathe natural to flow of breath. Body still. Speech silent, but natural to the flow of your breath. But mind at ease or at peace, quietly. And really, key thing, like for me, key thing is spaciousness. Spaciousness. When you're spacious, it's almost close to egolessness. Spaciousness. Spaciousness means free of grasping. In spaciousness, there's no grasping. You understand? Spaciousness. You got it? Spaciousness. Very much spaciousness.